before I ever spoke a word. They already knew who I was, at least that's what they claimed. Reading chapters that I never made, names and labels filled the page, turning whispers into cages. Every rumor left a stain that followed me from place to place. I kept searching for my voice inside the noise they left behind. My story was written in someone else's ink. Every line was darker than I think. They filled the blanks with their own fears and called it truth for all those years. They signed their names across my skin without asking where I've been. And I spent so long trying to erase words I never wrote in the first place. I carried pages full of doubt, wondering what they talked about, till I started seeing myself through the shelves where they placed me. Every sentence drew a wall, making me feel 10 feet small, like I was trapped inside a book that everybody read but nobody understood. The louder the story became, the harder it was to explain. My story was written in someone else's ink. Every judgment pushed me to the brink. They made conclusions from a glance and never gave the truth a chance. They signed their names across my skin without asking where I've been. And I spent so long trying to erase words I never wrote in the first place. One day I stopped turning pages, stop living inside the phrases. The pen they held lost its control, and I finally reclaimed my soul. Because no matter what they say, the author never went away. My story was written in someone else's ink, but those pages no longer make me sink. I found the courage to begin writing over where they'd been. Now every scar becomes a light that belongs to this heart of mine, and the truth finally has a place inside the words I choose to create. They wrote the rumors, I wrote the ending, and for the first time, the story sounds like me. Everybody watched me from the street, passing judgment from a distance they could keep. They counted every crack they found without knowing how they got there. They saw the lights go on and off, saw me smile when times were rough, but no one knew the weight I hid behind the glass I lived within. It's easy to decide who someone is when you never stood where they've been. They saw the window, never the room inside, saw the surface, never what I tried to hide. Built the stories from a passing glance and caught assumptions, circumstance. They watched my life from the outside view, but never learned what I've been through. They saw the window clear and bright, never the battles held inside. Every moment became a clue, Every silence became proof. People filled the empty space with narratives they chose to place. The louder the voices grew, the less they cared about the truth. I became a stranger in a town that thought it knew me inside out. A thousand eyes can't look your way and still miss everything that matters. They saw the window, never the room inside. Saw reflections and mistook them for my life. Every room drew another line across the story that wasn't mine. They watched my life from the outside view, but never learned what I've been through. They saw the window clear and bright, never the battles held inside. If these walls could speak for me, they'd tell you things you couldn't see. The nights I broke, the days I healed, the parts of me I never revealed. But walls stay quiet, glass stays thin, and strangers keep looking in. They saw the window, never the room inside. Never the tears that drop behind my eyes. Never the dreams I fought to save, all the strength it took each day. You can watch your life for years and still not understand what's here, because a window only shows the light, not the soul that's living behind. Look through the glass, you'll see your face. Look beyond it, you'll find a life.
The clouds rolled in without a warning. I mistook silence for a storm. Every unanswered call became another reason for the blame. I connected dots that weren't there, turned my worries into prayers, for a version of the truth that only lived inside my view. I was so afraid to lose you that I lost you on my own. I walked away before the truth arrived, closed the door before I heard you sigh. And now the rain keeps falling every night, washing over what I left behind. I built my doubts into a wall, watched our future start to fall, and all that's left for me to find is the truth that came too late in time. I remember how your eyes looked then, trying hard to make me understand, but I was listening to my fear more than the words you placed right here. The rumor sounded strong enough to drown the language of our trust, and by the time I saw the light, you were already out of sight. I thought I was protecting my heart, but I was tearing it apart. I walked away before the truth arrived, closed the door before I heard your sigh. Now the rain keeps falling every drop of rain that's fallen since you left. I built a river back to you and drowned the words I most regret. But storms don't turn the clock around, and apologies can't change the ground. I walked away before the truth arrived, traded love for fear and called it right. Now every thunder in the sky sounds like your goodbye. The rain reminds me what I lost, of all the lines I never crossed, and every tear that falls tonight carries the truth that arrived too late. The storm was never you, it was me. Believe in the rain, before the truth arrived. You gather pieces of a lie and called it proof without a fight. Never asked me where I'd been, just decided I was guilty then. Every whisper fed the flame till strangers knew me by a name I never chose, I never wore, yet somehow it became my war. You made a courtroom in your mind and left the truth too far behind. You passed the sentence before hearing my side, built a prison out of your own hindsight. Now I'm standing trial for a crime I never did. Under a shadow verdict, you painted black across my name and called your doubts a righteous claim. Before the facts could even speak, I was buried underneath. The echoes followed down the street, turning friends into retreat. Doors that used to open wide closed the moment rumors arrived. I watched my reflection change through accusations rearranged, till I hardly knew the face, trying to survive this place. You wanted answers that fit your fears, not the truth standing right here. You passed the sentence before hearing my side, built a prison out of your own hindsight. Now I'm standing trial for a crime I never did. Under a shadow verdict, you painted black across my name and called your doubts a righteous claim. Before the facts could even speak, I was buried underneath. The loudest voices aren't always right, the darkest stories avoid the light, and every judgment carved in haste leaves another truth erased. One day the silence will reveal what assumptions try to conceal. You passed the sentence before hearing my side, but truth survives what rumors can't hide. And though your verdict left its mark, it never changed who I really are. The shadow may have blocked the sun, but shadows fade when daylight comes, and all that's left for you to face is the truth you chose to replace. You called it justice, I called it fear, and somewhere between the two, the truth disappeared. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. You looked at me through shattered glass, turning moments into facts. Every silence wore a crime, every flaw got magnified. I spoke in colors soft and clear, but somehow darkness reached your ears. You built a picture of my soul, using pieces of a story you never knew. I kept trying to explain, but your doubts were louder than my name. You're looking through a broken lens, seeing shadows where I've never been, drawing scars across my skin, with assumptions written in the wind. You never saw the truth in me, only what you chose to believe. And every time you judged my heart, you were looking through a broken lens. Rumors travel faster than light, leaving me no chance to fight. Every glance became a trial, every word walked 1,000 miles. I carried blame I didn't know, built a home inside the unknown, trying to prove I should be clear while losing pieces of myself each year. I stood right here in plain sight, but your version won the fight. You're looking through a broken lens, seeing shadows where I've never been, drawing scars across my skin, with assumptions written in the wind. You never saw the truth in me, only what you chose to believe. And every time you judged my heart, you were looking through a broken lens. Ooh. Maybe someday you'll understand the difference between truth and fear. Maybe someday you'll realize the person you blame was never here. You're looking through a broken lens, watching endings that never begin, holding tight to your defense while losing what we might